So Republicans have successfully cut Medicaid and have maintained tax cuts for the rich and have nothing for the common American people. Absolutely nothing. This is the most comically ridiculous situation I have ever seen in my life. Where people come from who vote for this dumbass shit blows. Where do they even spawn? For anyone. And by the way, these are people who run around with shirts that say freedom and Under Armour, we the people, 1776, and repeatedly vote for people who believe that they deserve nothing and the rich deserve everything. You can't make these scenarios up. The House approved the budget in a 217 to 215 vote Tuesday night, largely along party lines, with Rep. Tom Massey, representative of Kentucky, the sole Republican siding with Democrats against the resolution, which I've heard he sided against it because he felt like the cuts weren't steep enough. Just to let you know and realize how demonic and evil these people, if you can call them that, really are. The plan calls for a $4.5 trillion in tax cuts over the next decade. So as your taxes are still going through, the rich pay less and less as you pay more. You subsidize these people's wealth. Elon Musk gets rich off of you and pays less in taxes than you. His job is to inspect whether or not the programs meant to provide for you are full of fraud and scams. Whole time, this man can run off with billions of American taxpayer money with no one looking into it because all of the agencies meant to investigate Musk have been shut down. You can't make this kind of foolishness up. A $4 trillion debt increase. A $4 trillion debt limit increase. These people are insane. They have increased the debt despite claiming their job was to decrease it, and they have lower taxes for the wealthy. These people are actually deranged. Now, what could happen to Medicaid? The spending plan doesn't explicitly mention Medicaid, but calls for the House Energy and Commerce Committee to cut $880 billion from programs it oversees over the next decade, which can't be achieved without cutting Medicaid, even if the committee cuts all other programs down to zero. Some Republicans have argued Medicaid spending can be reduced by rooting out waste and fraud they say exists in the program, which we all know doesn't exist. They haven't even demonstrated any waste or fraud in any of the programs or agencies they cut in Doge. They present zero evidence. The one evidence they thought they had, it turned out to not be true. They said we were sending condoms to the Gaza Strip, which turned out to be a lie. They're not even trying to effectively lie and make up fraud. They're just making shit. They're literally just destroying shit, making shit up when they can, realizing it's not working, and saying, well, we're just not going to give an explanation at all. We're just going to keep destroying. Because they know their voters will never hold them accountable. Liberals are too non-confrontational, and MAGA is stuck in this weird void where it's like, we fucked up, but we don't want to admit it. So we're just going to like hunker down, hope Trump and the people we elected don't fuck the nation up too much so we could pretend like we're doing so much winning. You're not. You're absolutely not. And it's unbelievable to me that Trump voters are pretending when they literally talk about overthrowing tyrannical governments and stopping politicians who don't care about the people. When confronted with such an opportunity, they're scared to take it because it would mean they were wrong. These people are voting off of pure emotion and ego. Pure emotion on ego. Will SNAP be cut? The plan instructs the House Agriculture Committee to find at least $230 billion in cuts over the next decade, an amount that can't be achieved without reducing spending on the Supplemental Assistance Nutrition Program. House Republicans have already proposed stricter work requirements for low-income Americans to receive food assistance. So these people have they've successfully sent this bill through, and they've succeeded in ruining the lives of millions of Americans, and none of their constituents plan to hold them accountable at all. Because like I said, in order for these people to hold their elected representatives accountable, it would require them to acknowledge they made a mistake, which Republican voters will never do. What MAGA voters are intending to do is stand by and wait for their politicians to do something so insanely evil and destructive to so many people that they can successfully push the blame off of themselves and point it at Mike Johnson, point it at Elon Musk, and then inevitably point the finger at Donald Trump. That's what Trump voters are waiting on. I would highly advise they don't wait, because that's going to be like, it's going to take about 10 to 15 years for the MAGA cult to truly collapse. Truly. I'm telling you. It's going to take that long for it to truly collapse, and millions of Americans are going to be impacted by this. Donald Trump literally tried everything in his power and successfully tried to undo so many of Biden's decisions that made things like insulin cheaper. The Republican Party only serves to embolden and strengthen the rich, and we know this because when Trump posted his Trump Gaza video, it was literally all about Trump and Musk living the high life, with Palestinians belly dancing for them. These people are actually demonic. They're evil. What's that clip from SpongeBob? The fucking guy, Barnacle Boy, and whatever the fuck his name is? Mermaid Man? Evil. That's MAGA. They're literally that. That's literally, they're not even that. They're plankton. It's the same fuck shit every time. It's the same evil scheme that has to be stopped every day with these people. But unfortunately, it seems like plankton's actually winning. They've stolen the secret Krabby Patty formula, and now they're just ripping it up piece by piece. This nation is a joke. Like I've said many times, when this is all said and done, the blame must be laid at every conservative. All of them. All of them must be blamed for what has happened. If we go on from this, only blaming Musk, only blaming Trump, only blaming the politicians, we have failed as a nation. Everyone must accept the guilt of what they have done. Everyone they have to acknowledge this. If we as a nation don't acknowledge where we have gone wrong, we will go here. We will be here again in about, I give it like 60 to 70 years from the collapse of this Trump regime. We'll be right back into it again. We'll be right back into it again. I promise you. I promise you. It will be a cycle of foolishness, a cycle of stupidity and ignorance over and over and over again until we confront this issue of conservatives in America who literally vote off of emotion, religion, racism, sexism, and delusion. Until we acknowledge this, we're going to continue to see House Republicans passing unbelievably stupid bills meant to enrich the rich and to destroy the poor. We'll be back here again.